Right now, Salt Sense. We have a warning before you put salt or ice melt on your sidewalk this morning.
Plus, we're hours away from the first votes of campaign 2024. How the Arctic blast is impacting the Iowa caucuses.
And we're seeing the coldest temperatures of the season so far, possibly the coldest temperatures of the season even going forward. I'll have the full forecast on just how cold it will get coming up.
That'll wake you up on a Monday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
Might put some of them right back to bed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about those temperatures. Yeah, just downright freezing out there this morning.
I think we have 5, 6, maybe 7 alert days in the forecast starting today. Jacob Madisano's in for Kelly with the details. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Leah. And I do want to mention for those, for those kids that don't have school today, it is not a snow day. You should not be playing out in the snow today. It is dangerously cold. We're seeing current temperatures well below zero, in the negative teens for a few locations. Right now, -9 in Madison, -15 in Platteville, -14 in Prairie du Chien. And if we look at the winds, much of our area at least seeing a little bit of a breeze, not too bad, which is the good news, but 13 miles per hour in Monroe, and all of our area seeing some kind of registered wind. So with that combined with the temperatures, the wind chills right now are just brutal. -30s for the southern portion of the state, -20s elsewhere. There are a few locations that aren't seeing winds registered right now, or at least earlier in the morning that had wind chills a little bit lower, but pretty much our entire area are seeing those wind chills in the -20s. So stay warm and stay safe out there. It's not going to get much better throughout the day or tomorrow. We are going to see a wind chill advisory through 9 a.m. on Wednesday, which is 48 hours from now, over 48 hours from now. So it lasts throughout the day today and tomorrow. Now here's a look at the actual temperature forecast today. Only going to reach about 0 with partly sunny skies. Winds aren't going to be too bad, which is the good news. Could get a little breezier tomorrow. I'll have the full forecast still to come.
All right, Jacob, thank you. We begin with a warning about a key element we use to combat ice. Experts are urging you to use as little salt as possible to lessen the impact on the local environment. With all the snow, now the extreme cold, salt can be a last resort to clear your sidewalk or walkway. Experts say one of the major concerns, though, of oversalting is the impact on Madison's drinking water.
Melting snow and ice, and that turns into salty water that moves into our lakes and our streams, which is making our drinking water saltier every year, as well as those freshwater resources, which isn't good for any of the organisms that have evolved to live in freshwater.
Also worth noting, in temps this cold, salt becomes ineffective. It's not worth using when the temperature drops below 15 degrees. Allison and other experts recommend putting sand down instead to give yourself some traction.
This week's cold is going to be tough on your car, but there are some ways to protect it. AAA recommends making sure your tires are inflated properly and have plenty of tread. During the colder months, the rims could start to corrode, causing your tires to deflate. You also shouldn't have anything less than half a tank of fuel in your car at all times. Don't use cruise control at all while it's snowing or icy out. And keep an emergency kit of cold weather gear inside your vehicle.
The city of Middleton is opening up some of its public buildings as warming shelters this week. City Hall, the lobby of the police department, and the public library have all been designated as shelters. Additionally, the police department lobby is going to be open 24/7. The city encourages residents to utilize these facilities if they need some relief from the harsh winter conditions.
As the first extreme cold of the season starts, the threat of cold-related injuries is even more serious. When you're dealing with temperatures below zero, wind chills of -20 or even more, it only takes minutes outside before you could start to feel the impacts. Step 1, if you feel pain in your arms or legs or exposed areas, it's a sign it's too cold. Get inside, make sure you take off anything that's wet. And step 2, experts say, do your part to protect others.
You see someone or you see a person out wandering or maybe doesn't look appropriate. They're in their pajamas at 2 in the morning in the middle of the road. Render assistance, or if you don't feel that that's safe, then please call emergency services.
If you think you or someone else might have frostbite, try warming up the area with warm water. If the numbness isn't going anywhere, that's when it's time for a trip to see a medical professional.
There are 20 schools closed today because of the cold. We have a lot more if it wasn't a holiday and kids weren't off already. You can check the scrolling list at the bottom of your screen for closures. There's also a link on our website, channel3000.com. Right at the top of the page under the Alert Day banner is where you'll find the link. You can also find a full list of closures on our Channel 3000 mobile app. Well, folks in Iowa County are still under a shelter-in-place order this morning, and a major highway is closed after a fire at a building that housed propane. It happened in the town of Cobb. Multiple agencies responded to calls from Insight FS, an agriculture building. That's where a propane tank caught fire. That fire is contained this morning, but the location is still an active scene. The propane plus pesticides that are housed in that building have officials concerned about the quality of the air.
Due to the nature of this facility, people living in Cobb are encouraged to shelter in place. People are asked to stay inside, keep windows and doors shut, and avoid going outdoors until further notice.
So, U.S. Highway 18 between Cobb and Montfort is closed in both directions this morning, again because of the air quality. Detours are posted in that area for drivers to follow.
A snowmobiler is back on dry land after falling through the ice on Lake Wisconsin. Columbia County Dispatch received a 911 call about 2 snowmobiles that fell through the ice yesterday. One driver was able to avoid falling into the water. The man in the water was about 100 yards from shore. A Columbia County deputy, a Lodi firefighter, and 2 civilians were able to help him out of the water. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office is reminding folks ice conditions are poor on lakes right now, despite those cold temperatures.
Well, we're looking at our own double-digit wind chills all week long. You can keep an eye on those temps with our First One weather app.
Okay, at 6:06, Packers fans waking up feeling pretty good this morning after yesterday's dominant performance over the Dallas Cowboys. We now know who and when the Pack play next. They're taking on the 49ers Saturday night. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. on Fox. We'll have a full breakdown of yesterday's win. That's coming up in sports.
Well, happening today, voters are going to make their voices heard in Iowa. Polls open up in just under an hour in Iowa. Republican candidates for president are making their final pushes to turn voters out today. Political reporter Will Keneally has more.
Yeah, so we're here in Des Moines, and of course when the Packers play, you try and find that little slice of home, right? So we're here down at a Packers bar, and those freezing cold temperatures did not turn folks away from stopping by.
We just opened a sports bar that basically pleases everybody, but I'm a big Packer fan, so I welcome all Packer fans.
At the Smoking Goat Sports Bar in Des Moines, fans braved the cold weather to cheer on the green and gold.
I mean, we're all out here, right? Yeah. We're used to it.
But the freezing temperatures were no joke. The day before the Iowa caucuses, the temperature here in Des Moines never made it above 0 degrees. That caused candidates to shift their campaign schedules around as they head into the home stretch before tomorrow's caucuses.
You're going to be first in the nation, so brave the weather and go out and save America, because that's what you're doing.
Former President Donald Trump still has a commanding lead in the Republican primary with the support of a majority of primary voters. What happens in Iowa will set the tone for the rest of this year's primary.
This is truly cold, but we're going to keep on going anywhere and everywhere. We're going to go all the way until the last hour.
Now, of course, we'll see how those cold temperatures affect turnout later tonight, and stay with us as we have full live coverage on the ground here in Iowa. But for now, reporting from Des Moines, Will Keneally, News 3 This Morning.
We'll have full coverage of the Iowa caucus results on air and online at channel3000.com.
Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and Madison is honoring the civil rights leader with an event at the Overture this afternoon. The 39th annual observance of the holiday will take place in the Rotunda, starting at 5:15 with freedom songs. The program itself begins at 6 in the Capitol Theater. It features Dr. Terrence Roberts, one of the Little Rock Nine, the first teenagers to integrate Little Rock Central High School. The event is free to attend. It lasts about an hour and a half.
2 other events happening around town today for MLK Jr. Day. The oldest MLK Day celebration in the state inside the Capitol Rotunda. The annual tribute and ceremony starts at noon. Wisconsin Public Radio will stream it live if you'd like to catch it virtually.
And finally, a youth call to service to remember MLK Jr. Local nonprofits are asking middle schoolers to come out to the Madison Central Library for workshops, lunch, more opportunities to give back to the community. That event runs from noon until 5.
Temperatures are going to be very cold the next few days. I'll have a full forecast coming up after the break.
And still ahead in your morning sports, the Packers moving on after that upset in Dallas. Hear from Jordan Love after a near perfect start to his playoff career.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Dear winter,
we're coming. Our squad of vehicles, with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.99% APR financing for 60 months on a tough 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it this new year for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Winter's here and here to stay, so it's time to stock up on cold weather essentials at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Stay toasty with unbeatable prices on insulated boots, outerwear, thermal layers, wool socks, and a great range of home and garage heaters. Keep animals comfortable with heated equipment, de-icers, and livestock bedding. Plus, stay safe on the go with trusted brands of tires and batteries, portable jump starters, ice scrapers, antifreeze, and more. Trust the cold weather experts and find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
We're back here. The time is 6:12. For Christmas shoppers who signed up for those buy now, pay later plans, the holidays are over and it's time to pay up, maybe more than you expected. Consumer Reports is here to make sense of those short-term loans with important advice on how to dodge costly fees and what to do next time.
Mary Wren will tell you it was the happiest and the most expensive time of the year.
And if you have a family like mine, we have birthdays October, November, December. So it's back to back. And then I'm due in January with our baby girl.
To make ends meet some holidays, she used a buy now, pay later option at checkout. The offer, make a down payment, usually 25% of the purchase. Then pay off the rest in 3 payments.
They're fronting the money to the merchant for you. So you're paying them back in the long run.
Some of these plans offer no cost or low cost terms upfront. But now that those gifts have been opened and payments are due, be careful. They can get very expensive if you miss a payment or are not paid in full when the promotion period ends. Late fees can range from a few dollars or up to 25% of the loan amount.
Payments that are made late, which is 30 days or more, may get reported to the credit bureaus and negatively affect your credit score.
So next time, Consumer Reports says there might be better options than the buy now, pay later plans. First, look inside your wallet.
Especially for expensive purchases, or if you think you're going to return something, consider using a credit card instead and aim to pay it off as quickly as possible.
If you don't have a credit card, talk to your bank or credit union. Or if it's a larger purchase, consider a personal loan. Finally, if you decide to buy now and pay later, see if you can pick the traditional pay in 4 plan. That's when you'll make 4 payments over 6 weeks with no or very small fees, as long as you pay on time. And no matter which plan you pick, Mary has a final piece of advice.
Everything I pay is on auto pay, so it doesn't really affect my credit, so that's good.
AutoPay ensures your bill is always paid on time. This is Ashley Prieto.
So one more caution about buy now, pay later. Returns can be a hassle since you sometimes have to contact the seller and lender before you can stop making payments, a process that can take several weeks.
6:15, Jacob Montesano is in for Kelly this morning talking about the bitter, dangerous cold out there on this alert day, Jacob.
Yeah, and the alert day conditions are going to continue through next Sunday. Now, it's going to be a little bit better towards the end of the week, but still at dangerous levels. Wind chill values this morning and tomorrow morning could be as low as -35, with the high temperatures, the actual temperatures, struggling to get above 0. So current wind chills, -30s. Some places are even close to -40. And even during the afternoon hours, we're going to continue to see the wind chills well below 0 into the negative teens. And as we head into the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow morning, we're once again going to see those wind chills back in the -30s to negative lower 40s. Wind chills will get a little bit better on Wednesday, but still brutally cold as the wind chills will remain in the -20s. By the time we get to Wednesday afternoon, we may start to see those get close to 0, but likely going to still remain below 0. And Thursday and Friday, going to be pretty similar to Wednesday with those -20-degree wind chills. Now, I want to take a second and talk a little bit about just what wind chill is. So when temperatures are cold, our body loses heat through convection. But when there's no wind, a layer of heat kind of stays around us. So when the temperature is -3 and there's no wind, it feels like it's -3 because that layer of warm air stays around our body. But add in the wind and it blows that warm air away and really speeds up the heat loss process, which makes it feel a lot colder than it actually is. So a -3-degree temperature with 20-mile-per-hour winds equals -25 feels like. And I also want to point out that we're seeing temperatures about 10 degrees colder than -3. Winds aren't quite that bad, but as you saw, the wind chill values are in the -20s to -30, so it feels even colder than what this graphic is demonstrating. Now, here's a look at the actual temperatures. Highs will be right around 0 the next 2 days, right around 10 for Wednesday through Saturday. And then for next week, we are going to start to see the temperatures warm up with highs back in the 30s, possibly lower 40s next Wednesday. And by then, we actually have a chance of rain. Not snow, rain. Now, some snow could mix in, but the fact that we have the rain in the forecast within the next 10 days when temperatures are this cold is pretty alarming. Now, we do have those alert days through Sunday morning for the cold weather, but there is warmer weather by next week, and with the warmer temperatures and the snow melting by then, we could see some dense fog, but the snow is not going to melt at all for the next 7 days.
With a temperature at 0, struggling to get into the single digits, how fast can something like frostbite set in?
Well, frostbite is, you mostly have to look at the wind chills, and during the afternoon hours, we're going to see wind chills in the -teens, and that could take 30 minutes. But at night, when the wind chills are in the -30s, that could take about 10 minutes. So stay safe and stay warm out there.
Scary. Okay, thank you, Jacob. Hey, we're going to help you warm up with some winter comfort food this month. News 3 Now this morning is giving away tickets to Restaurant Week. They're worth $30 each, which should cover lunch or dinner at your favorite spot later this month when Restaurant Week launches. Enter for a chance to win all week long at channel3000.com/entertainment/contests.
Brett Favre's first start against the Cowboys ended in a 22-point loss. Similar fate for Aaron Rodgers, except it was by 11. Jordan Love's turn, bigger stage, and it was his first start in the playoffs. Packers looking to become the first 7 seed to win in the postseason. They wasted no time. First drive of the game, 12 plays, 75 yards, capped off by an Aaron Jones 3-yard touchdown plunge. The first of his 3 tuds on the day. Green Bay led by 20 at halftime. They were far from done. Third quarter now, Love hits a wide-open Luke Musgrave, and it's 41-16 Packers. Fourth quarter now, more Love. This time, he throws a dart to Romeo Doubs in the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Packers advance the divisional round with a 48-32 win. They'll face the 49ers next weekend.
I think it just shows what we're all about as a team. You know, like I said, we've been counted out so many times. I don't know. I think it was just a great team win tonight. All three phases were able to step up, and when we're playing complementary ball like that, I think we're tough to beat.
However you want to put it, we have all the weapons that we need on this team. People can continue to doubt us, but that's fine. We love the underdog mentality. We love the underdog approach. And clearly, what are people going to say next?
10 times Wisconsin has faced off against St. Thomas, and 10 times they've come away victorious. Mark Johnson's squad going for the regular season series sweep against the Tommies. Badgers average 5 goals a game every time these two teams skate against each other. And Layla Edwards had herself a day. First period, she finds Kirsten Sims, and Simsy puts the biscuit in the basket to give Wisconsin a 1-0 lead. Then 30 seconds left in the period, Edwards tracks down the loose puck and sends it to Casey O'Brien, who lights the lamp with her one-timer. Edwards finished with 3 apples. O'Brien had 2 goals. The Badgers sweep the Tommies 5-1, the final. The Wisconsin men's basketball team is off to their best start in conference play in 16 years. The Badgers are currently all alone at the top of the Big Ten standings and have won 12 of their last 13 games. They're doing it by playing good defense and having different guys on different nights step up to be the guy offensively. And this team has been thinking big ever since last season ended.
They're hungry. The older guys are hungry for more, and but they understand. Experiences on the court from last year have helped us, but also they have a feeling of unfulfillment, from last year. Like, we got something to prove, and that's the edge I want them to keep. I want them to have an edge.
Bucks taking on the Kings, and this one you had a finish you had to see. Deer down 2 with 5 seconds left, but if you look close at the clock, it says Dame time. Lillard dials one up from deep at the buzzer to beat the Kings. Bucks win 143-142. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Still ahead, a new sponsor for the Olympic Games.
We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
You may be making New Year resolutions to go to the gym or travel more, but what about updating that old bathroom or outdated kitchen? With Mad City, you can do both. Mad City is Wisconsin's trusted interior remodeling expert for custom walk-in shower solutions and modern kitchen cabinet refacing. It's so affordable, and your project will only take days, not weeks. Call now during our New Year New Bath and Kitchen sale. Receive free installation on a new bath, shower, or cabinet refacing project with 24 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts, plus a bonus with your free in-home estimate. Receive a $50 Target gift card. And call during this program to receive $500 in Mad City cash with qualifying purchase. Good for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Did we just get hustled? There's no way they were 70. Interesting. It's both an electric and a gas car. And yet, quite the paradox.
The first ever Lexus RX plug-in hybrid. Electric for short trips, gas for long. It really is both.
Get special offers on select Lexus RX models.
handle our Wisconsin winters? If you're tired of repairing leaks and replacing shingles after each storm, call us, the metal experts at Sweeto Metal Roofing.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at your morning. Kevin, taking a peek of winter. He's always giving us these beauty shots, hopefully from inside.
Nice and crisp out there.
Tis.
Fresh white. Thanks for the pick, Kevin. We appreciate it.
All right, to the trending story of the day. Anheuser-Busch will become the first ever global beer sponsor for the Olympic Games, with a non-alcoholic brand taking the torch.
How about that? Anheuser-Busch says that its non-alcoholic brand Corona Cero will be promoted globally to show its commitment to responsible consumption. Financial terms of the sponsorship were not revealed. The deal covers the next 3 Olympic and Paralympic Games, the upcoming Summer Games in Paris, the Milan Winter Games in 2026, and the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles.
So we've got some photos of sundogs across the area. This typically happens, you know, when temperatures are really cold and we have clear skies. This one was sent in by Walter from Richland Center. This is a very pronounced sundog. So thank you, Walter, for submitting this photo. Now we have another photo of a sundog, not quite as pronounced. This one was from Verona, sent in by Rob and Therese, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but showing some more, you know, suspended ice crystals reflecting off the sun. That typically is how these form. So thank you all for submitting your photos. You guys have been awesome. If you want to submit your own weather photo, go to our website, click on the weather tab, and go down to post your own.
Thanks, Jacob. We're back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Teeth are amazing. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we have new financing options to help you get a new smile today, not someday. Scan the QR code or call to learn more.
Go ahead and smile.
Start your year out on the right foot with a new walk-in shower from Mad City. Choose from several modern designs with a low threshold entrance for easy access. Add grab bars and a safety seat, installed in as little as 1 day. Mad City is your trusted interior remodeling expert, also specializing in kitchen cabinet refacing solutions. Every job is backed with Mad City's double lifetime labor warranty. So make the call now during our New Year New Bath and Kitchen sale. Receive free installation of a new bath, shower, or cabinet refacing project with 24 months, no interest and no payments. There's a bonus. With your free in-home estimate, receive a $50 Target gift card. Plus, call during this program and with your purchase, receive $500 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the Trax with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado models. Or get $6,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobuson Buses. Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Hello, everyone. I'm giving this lamp away. I'm interested. Great. When can you pick it up? Hello? I'm interested. Can you pick it up today? Why did you message me? I'd be interested. Are you, though? Yeah. You bring lamp to me.
Save yourself the hassle of selling stuff online and donate it to the Salvation Army instead. Now accepting donations at our new Madison location, opening this February.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, our Snap Secure Dental Implants will help you eat and speak with confidence at a price that's affordable. So if you think you can't afford dental implants, think again.
Go ahead and smile.
This morning, a lesson on salt use, how much you should be putting down on your sidewalk and when you shouldn't put it down at all.
Plus, a Texas-sized upset. What's next for the Jordan Love-led Green Bay Packers after they knocked out Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys?
And here's your first freezing look outside this morning. Double-digit negative temperatures to start out your work week, Jacob.
Yeah, and temperatures aren't going to improve much throughout the week. I'll have a full forecast coming up.
Well, good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Boy, is it brutal out there. We're talking about temperatures that are in the double-digit negatives and then wind chills that are getting close to negative 30.
Yeah, the only thing keeping my spirits up this morning is that big Packers win last night.
Won't that warm your heart?
Did mine, that's for sure. For other folks, though, Jacob, not much is going to cure that. Not much is going to cure these -9 in Madison. How about that?
Yeah, how about down south, though? -14 in Platteville. It actually improved by 1 degree based on 30 minutes ago. It was at -15. But yeah, very cold across our area. Negative double digits for the western portion and southern portion of our area. North and east, it is a little bit better, but still very cold with temperatures below 0. Now, looking at the current wind speeds, the good news is that they aren't too bad right now, but any kind of wind will really plummet those wind chills. And right now, 17 miles per hour in Monroe with a wind chill value of -36 there. So a lot of our area seeing the wind chills in the -20s or 30s. Although it is going to improve a little bit during the afternoon, we still expect to see those wind chill values remain well below 0. And there's a wind chill advisory in effect all the way until 9 a.m. on Wednesday, so that's over 48 hours from now. The wind chill advisory remains in effect throughout the days today and tomorrow, as those wind chills will remain below 0. Looking at the actual temperature forecast for today, high temperatures will struggle to reach 0 as we have a high temperature right around that. The winds aren't going to be too bad, though, maxing out around 10 miles per hour. We will see some sunshine, though, but not really going to improve conditions all that much. And I'll have a full forecast on just how long the cold weather will last coming up a little bit later.
Okay, Jacob, thank you very much. Salt won't quite work this week. It's too cold, but you probably have it on hand for the rest of the winter.
Experts say most people are using more than they need. First things first, if you can shovel, that's the best option. That way you won't actually need the salt to begin with. But if you are going to use salt or ice melt, a good rule of thumb is an average coffee cup full for every 10 sidewalk squares. So the bottom line is you probably don't need as much as you're using. It's also important to know that the colder it gets, the less effective the salt becomes. Anything below 15 degrees is too cold for salt. That's all this week, by the way. Experts say there are other alternatives out there that can help.
The rate at which salt works slows down as pavement temperatures drop, and it becomes almost ineffective when you get down to like 15.
You can reuse salt if you put too much down or if it's still around after the snow and ice melts. You can sweep it up and use it again. And by the way, that alternative is sand. Use some sand instead of salt for some traction. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to look at the environmental impact that salt has on our lakes and our drinking water.
Road conditions are still a topic of conversation this morning after last week's storms. Let's take a look at the 511 road map from Friday night. Most of the main roads in Wisconsin covered in ice and snow over the weekend. Here you can see that's delineated in blue and pink lines. But take a look at this morning's map. Quite different. The map is all green, meaning road conditions are good for winter driving. But this map only looks at main roads in Wisconsin, and those are more likely to get plowed and plowed well. Anyone who's driven in Madison over the last couple of days might tell you that those roads don't look clear. Here's a live look at the intersection of East Washington and Dayton this morning. You can see a thick layer of snow and ice that's still covering the road. That ice pack that's just hard to break through. This is the state for a lot of roads in Madison this morning, so a reminder to continue to take it slow on your drive today.
And when we say temps this cold are dangerous, we mean it. If these conditions keep up, you can get frostbite in 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the wind chill. Our Braden Ross reports on who's most at risk.
When you're dealing with temps below 0 and wind chills of -20 or more, it only takes minutes outside unprepared before you could feel the effects even after you get somewhere warm.
Really, frostbite can occur at any temperature that's lower than body temperature. Obviously it happens a lot faster the colder it is.
When frigid temperatures come knocking on our doors, so do cold injuries.
We've already had a few patients already this year, even though it hasn't been that cold.
So how can you avoid a date with Jack Frost?
If you start feeling pain in your extremities or those exposed areas, that's probably a sign that it's getting a little bit too cold for you. Get yourself back into a warm environment if at all possible, and definitely get off anything that is wet.
That's step 1, to protect yourself from the cold by covering up and staying dry. But there's also step 2, which you may not think of right away. Do your part to protect others in the cold weather as well.
Most of the patients that we see and are admitted for frostbite are patients who don't have the ability to make decisions for themselves for multiple reasons.
UW Health Burn and Wound Healing Center Director Dr. Lee Foucher says those reasons can be anything from overusing drugs and alcohol to dementia and mental health issues.
If you see someone or you see a person out wandering or maybe doesn't look appropriate, they're in their pajamas at 2 in the morning in the middle of the road, render assistance, or if you don't feel that that's safe, then please call emergency services.
In those cases, it's not just frostbite he's worried about. Hypothermia can also set in quickly at extremely cold temperatures. So it's important to take the weather seriously for yourself and for others.
You might save their life, if not even save their limbs.
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
So if you think you or someone else might have frostbite, try warming up the area with warm water. If that doesn't help, get to a medical professional right away.
You might be one of the folks struggling to get your car to start this morning. Some of the newsrooms certainly had that problem. AAA has some advice to prevent any other car issues this week. First, make sure your tires are inflated properly and have plenty of tread. During the colder months, the rims could start to corrode, causing your tires to deflate. You also shouldn't have anything less than half a tank of fuel in your car at all times. Don't use cruise control while it's snowing or icy out, and keep an emergency kit of cold weather gear inside your vehicle. Now, we don't see a significant warm up really all week. You're going to have icy streets through the entirety of the week. You're going to want to follow the temperatures and double-digit negative wind chills over on our First Warn Weather app. That's where you'll be the first to know when we finally start to turn things around.
Now to the Packers and that huge upset in Dallas. They're not only the youngest team to make the playoffs, but now they are the only 7 seed in league history to win a playoff game. The Pack had the Cowboys shaking in their spurs right away. First drive of the game, 12 plays, 75 yards, capped off by that Aaron Jones run. 3 touchdowns for him on the day. Green Bay up 20 around halftime, third quarter here. Love finds a wide open Luke Musgrave, 41-16 Packers. Fourth quarter, more Love. He's going to, how in the heck did he find Romeo Doubs in the end zone there? Just a magnificent throw from Jordan Love. And the Packers win this one, 48-32. They advance to the divisional round. So Love, I think he had a perfect passer rating last night. Aaron Jones rushed for 3 touchdowns. The defense showed up. So Green Bay is going to roll into San Francisco. That's the next game. San Francisco next weekend, 7:15 kickoff on Saturday night.
I think it just shows what we're all about as a team. Like I said, we've been counted out so many times. I don't know. I think it was just a great team win tonight. All 3 phases were able to step up, and when we're playing complementary ball like that, I think we're tough to beat.
However you want to put it, we have all the weapons that we need on this team. People can continue to doubt us, but that's fine. We love the underdog mentality. We love the underdog approach. And clearly, what are people going to say next?
I mean, Love played as good as he has all season. The running game was dangerous. The O-line didn't give up a sack. The Packers were just locked in all afternoon.
Yeah, the Packers defense also stepping up. They applied pressure on the quarterback. The secondary coming in really big with some of those plays.
Yeah, and those 2 interceptions, that was a huge momentum boost in the first half. Green Bay is rolling right now. They're going to have to go into San Francisco, though, next weekend on Saturday and try to shut down the second best offense in the NFL. But right now, Green Bay looks like the team to beat.
The youngest team to ever make the playoffs. Even the announcers last night were talking about how surprised they were to see how well they played. Yeah. But they said the Packers came into that game pretty confident, thinking, hey, just watch us. And we did.
Hats off to Matt LaFleur last night. The play calling was on point. Some trickery, just the way that he balanced the run game and the passing game. It kept Dallas on their heels all afternoon long, not knowing what to expect, and the Packers took full advantage.
Cowboys' first home loss since 2022. Ouch.
Yeah, that's it. They are rolling. They are clicking and firing on all cylinders.
Poor Mike McCarthy this morning.
It was a fun one to watch.
6:39, coming up after the break, a woman fighting to bring awareness to the dangers of a substance almost no one talks about.
And temperatures will remain cold for much of the week. All the full forecast on just how cold it will get coming up after the break.
This holiday season, learn how to protect yourself from fraud. Educate yourself about common scams and other kinds of fraud and how to avoid them. Recognize the risks and protect yourself at walmart.com/financial literacy.
The installer was fantastic.
Always smiling when they'd come through, and I appreciated that.
Mad City installs custom baths, walk-in showers, and walk-in tubs. And there's no lengthy remodel with expert installation in as little as 1 day. Plus, as your trusted interior remodeler, Mad City also specializes in modern kitchen cabinet refacing. Pick up the phone. Call now during our New Year New Bath and Kitchen sale. Receive free installation of a new bath, shower, or cabinet refacing project with 24 months, no interest and no payments. You'll get a bonus with your free in-home estimate. Receive a $50 Target gift card. Plus, call during this program and with your qualified purchase, receive $500 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Come on, Michael, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked? Well, actually, here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy! Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this! Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it! 30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Edge and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash. See your local Ford dealer.
In partnership with Khan Academy, Walmart is offering a free financial literacy course. The course covers topics like consumer credit, insurance, and investing, and has tools for recognizing and protecting yourself from fraud. Take the free course at walmart.com/financial literacy.
Thursday at 10. For 5 decades, they traveled across Wisconsin and beyond, telling the stories of ordinary folks.
We always had fun. It's never work if it's fun.
But even the best things come to an end.
A little bittersweet.
I'll sit down with the dynamic duo behind News 3 Now's Traveler.
You've done so many stories. 1,000. And 3 or 4 good ones.
Revisiting favorite moments and spilling secrets. Traveler calls it a wrap. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for this upcoming week. We've been talking about the cold, but we're also not going to see a lot of snow this week. However, all the snow on the ground is going to stay there simply because temperatures will be too cold for any of it to melt, and that includes the snowfall on the roads. We will see mild temperatures by next week, and we actually have a chance of rain in the 10-day forecast. Now, I want to talk about the snowfall kind of compared to what we saw earlier in the month. So throughout the season, starting at the beginning of January, we had just over 6.5 inches of snow, and the normal up until that point was just over 15.5. Now look at where we are now. We are above average in snowfall. We've gotten over 20 inches of snow so far this January. We're at around 27.5 inches. The normal for this time of year is around 20.5. But we actually are not quite halfway through winter in terms of snowfall, because the total snowfall we get is around 50 inches. So we still have a little bit more than halfway to go in terms of how much snow we expect to see. But this normal to date will start to creep up to this winter, because we're not going to see much snow for the next week or so. Now looking at the wind chill forecast, negative 30s right now. During the afternoon hours, the wind chills are going to stay well below zero in the negative teens. And tomorrow morning, we will once again see those wind chills in the negative 30s, possibly lower negative 40s. And as we get into Wednesday, it will get a little bit better, but we'll once again see wind chills in the negative 20s during the morning. And wind chills in the negative 20s look to continue through next Sunday, which is when our alert day will expire. Now, here's a look at how quickly you can get frostbite in these specific wind chills. At 15 below, we could see frostbite in 30 minutes. That's the wind chills during the afternoon. At 35 below, which is the wind chills we see in the morning, frostbite can occur in as little as 15 minutes. Now, we're unlikely to see wind chills near negative 45, but frostbite could occur in 5 minutes in those conditions. Here's a look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast. Cold this week, but fairly dry. We will see plenty of sunshine with the exception of Wednesday and Thursday. Chance of flurries Wednesday night, but other than that, we're not going to see any precipitation until next Tuesday. And as temperatures warm up, we actually have a chance of rain. And because of the chance of rain and the warmer temperatures, snow will likely melt. And because of all that ingredients, we likely will see plenty of fog those nights, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And as we get to the overnight hours those days, we do have a chance to see that rain mixed with snow. But we have a high of 0 today, and by the end of the 10-day forecast, we have a high of 40 with some rain. That's just how it works here in Wisconsin.
Light at the end of the tunnel for those temperatures at least, Jacob.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. 5:45, radon is the leading cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's according to the American Lung Association. Yet many people aren't fully aware of the dangers of this odorless and colorless gas. During Radon Action Month, experts are trying to save lives by raising awareness. Michael George reports.
Bonnie Mueller was shocked to learn she had stage 4 lung cancer.
I was told I had lung cancer in my left lung. It had metastasized to my liver and my lymph nodes and my pancreas, and I had a lump on my breast.
The mother of 3 was a runner and a non-smoker.
They asked if I had ever been exposed to radon, and 10 years ago, I didn't even know what that was. I wasn't even on my radar for something.
Radon is an odorless, colorless radioactive gas that's naturally released from rocks, soil, and water. Bonnie is from Minnesota, which has a cold climate. Radon levels there are 3 times higher than the national average. Radon levels are usually higher in homes during the winter months when temperatures freeze the ground, trapping the gas in the soil.
And the radon at our cabin was off the charts. It was so high.
It's estimated that radon causes about 21,000 lung cancer deaths in the United States each year.
So the only way to know if it's in your home is to test for it.
The CDC recommends testing your home if it's never been, or if radon levels are unknown, if you're buying or selling a home, before and after any renovations, or if you spend more time in the basement. At-home tests cost $10 to $12 and can be purchased at the hardware store, something Mueller wishes she knew about sooner.
The devastating effects of cancer, if there's any way to prevent it by doing a simple test, do it.
She shares her story to raise awareness. Michael George, CBS News.
The EPA also recommends contacting your state radon program if you need help finding a qualified professional to test for radon or fix your home.
In other medical news this morning, flu activity dropped earlier this month, according to the latest data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But experts warn increases are likely to come and say that the dip is common around the holidays. Last week, respiratory illnesses in the U.S. were high in all but 15 states, according to the CDC. While influenza viruses spread year-round, most of the time flu activity peaks between December and February. The CDC predicts hospitalizations this year will be similar to last year. So far, less than half of the U.S. population has gotten their flu shot this season.
We are helping you warm up this month with some winter comfort food. News 3 Now this morning is giving away tickets to Restaurant Week all week long here. They're worth $30 each, which should cover lunch or dinner at your favorite spot later this month when Restaurant Week launches. Enter for a chance to win over on channel3000.com/entertainment/contests. All right, at 6:48, coming up in the morning sprint, all of your top headlines to help start out your work week.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know. We'll show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Get a new shower for the new year with one call to Mad City. Choose from modern wall colors including Canyon Rock, Othello, and Evo, infused with microban for easy cleaning. And if your kitchen needs updating, Mad City also specializes in custom kitchen cabinet refacing. Plus, with our price lock guarantee, receive a free design consultation and we'll lock your price in for 1 year. Time is running out to call during our New Year New Bath and Kitchen sale. Receive free installation of a new bath, shower, or cabinet refacing project with 24 months, no interest and no payments, senior and military discounts, plus a bonus. With your free in-home estimate, receive a $50 Target gift card. And last chance to call during this program to receive $500 in Mad City cash with qualifying purchase, good for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Today, we're introducing you to the fast and easy way to look years younger and more attractive thanks to Power Swabs, the 5-minute teeth whitening breakthrough. Now, perhaps you've used whitening strips, but they can slip and slide, don't allow you to scrub the yellow stains deeper in crevices, and they can miss the yellow stains near the gum line. Power Swabs give you a real advantage. They clean the surface of your teeth, but also give you the power to swab and scrub away yellow stains in crevices and near the gum line for true whitening.
When I use Power Swabs, I can really target the most troublesome areas, which are in between my teeth.
I think because of the swab design, it's a lot easier to target places that I'm maybe a little less confident about. For example, when I used the strips in the past, the strips will stick to just the outside of your teeth. With the swabs, you can really get to in between each tooth.
Because it's in the shape of a swab, it was very easy to get in between my teeth, the crevices, on top of my mouth, on the bottom. It was super, super easy.
And my favorite part? You don't need to worry as much about the sudden painful zings like with some treatments. Power Swabs actually lift stains like coffee, tea, or wine off the teeth using a 2-step mild process for true whitening. Each application only takes 5 minutes. You do that for a week, and we guarantee your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
After I used Power Swabs for the first time and I looked in the mirror, I noticed my teeth were definitely whiter.
The most surprising thing about using Power Swabs was that my teeth are getting whiter, and that was like mind-blowing.
Power Swabs are the fast and easy way for you to look more attractive, younger, and healthier, all while boosting your confidence.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now for a special offer to receive 50% off. Now get ready to look years younger with Power Swabs.
Your local funeral home since 1869. We are Cress.
Early. 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
The cold temperatures can do a number on your car, so to keep it and you safe, AAA suggests making sure your tires are inflated and have plenty of tread. Make sure you never leave your car with less than half a tank of gas. It could freeze. Don't use cruise control on icy roads, and keep an emergency kit of cold weather gear inside your vehicle.
To try and combat the sub-zero temperatures, the city of Middleton is using some of its public buildings as warming centers. City Hall, the lobby of the police department, and the public library have all been designated as shelters. City Hall and the library are going to operate during normal business hours. The police department lobby is open 24/7, though.
The Packers are moving on in the playoffs after an impressive upset against the Cowboys. Green Bay handing the Cowboys their first home game loss since 2022. It was a team effort here with Jordan Love throwing 3 touchdowns. Running back Aaron Jones taking in 3 more. That returned interception by Darnell Savage, just icing on the cake.
It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and Madison's honoring the civil rights leader with an event at the Overture this afternoon, as they normally do. It's the 39th annual observance of the holiday in the Rotunda, starting at 5:15 with freedom songs. The program will begin at 6 in the Capitol Theater. It features Dr. Terrence Roberts, one of the Little Rock Nine. The event is free to attend. It lasts about an hour and a half. Today is the Iowa caucuses. Republicans are going to vote on who they want to run for president. Freezing temps, though, have put candidates on their back foot when it comes to getting people out to vote. Many of them switching up strategies, telling people that the weather doesn't matter more than their right to choose a candidate.
House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer are unveiling a new short-term spending bill that will keep the government open through the start of March. The two leaders made the bill public on Sunday. It would keep the government funded in a two-step process, first through March 1st, then again through March 8th. The bill is expected to come to the floor as early as Tuesday.
Houthi rebels continuing their attacks on U.S. ships. This time, a U.S. fighter aircraft shot down an anti-ship cruise missile fired at a U.S. Navy destroyer. The strike comes as the U.S. and allies continue to escalate attacks on Yemen over the Houthi strikes on trade ships in the Red Sea. These fights are helping grow concern over the conflict in Israel spilling over into the rest of the Middle East.
While we're bundling up from the cold, a snowstorm is causing problems in the southern U.S. That includes states like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. While the amount seems small compared to what we just got, these states are far less prepared for the snow, so they can expect travel delays, a rise in car crashes, and power failure because of a greater strain on their power grids.
Columbia County Sheriff's officers reminding people that ice conditions out on lakes are not safe right now despite the cold temperatures. They had to pull a snowmobiler out of the ice yesterday after a couple of snowmobiles fell through. The other driver managed to escape the frigid water.
People in Iowa County are under a shelter-in-place order after a fire at a building housing propane. This is just outside of Cobb near Montfort. The fire is contained this morning, but there's still a risk of toxins from the pesticides and the propane that the company stores. Highway 18 between Cobb and Montfort is also shut down because of air concerns.
Today marks 15 years since the miracle on the Hudson. Flight 1549 made that emergency landing in New York's Hudson River. It had to land there after it hit a flock of geese. Thanks to the quick thinking of pilot Sully Sullenberger, everyone on board, all 155 souls, survived.
And here's a final look at your forecast. Today, temperatures are going to struggle to get above zero. We're going to have a high temperature right around that. Winds are going to max out at around 10 miles per hour. With the wind and the temperatures, wind chills will likely be well below zero even throughout the afternoon. I do want to point out, though, that we're not really going to be close to the record for today. The record high temperature is actually -13, and the record low is -30. Now, those are the actual temperatures. We may be near that with the wind chill, but actual temperatures will be right around zero throughout the afternoon. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, we do have alert day conditions all the way through Sunday morning, as temperatures are going to peak right around 10 degrees for the end of the week. Wind chill values even during those days will be below zero. And then for next week, we have warmer temperatures and a chance of rain, if you can believe it. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see some rain mixing with some snow.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Stay with us, folks. Another news and weather update coming up in about half an hour.